Okay, hey guys, what's up? It's me, Autumn, and I'm back with another video. This is another sit down video. In this video, I'm just going to be talking about being in a season of singleness, and now that I'm out of it, I'm just going to talk about what I learned, how I viewed it, and things like that. We're going to touch on a few things, and then we're going to be out of here. Bow your heads, close your eyes, lock in. Dear Heavenly Father, God, I just pray over this video right now, Lord. God, I pray that you would have your way with this video. God, I pray that you would allow this video to reach anybody and everybody who may need to see it. God, I pray that you would have your way with this video. And I pray that ultimately, in the end, you would truly get the glory, God. God, I pray that this video would be insightful to many people. And I pray that it would be helpful. I pray that you would put this video on everybody's YouTube homepage who needs to see it. God, in Jesus' mighty name, amen. Alright, the first thing I'm going to talk about is my definition of season of singleness and what it is. So, me personally, my definition of a season of singleness or being in a season of singleness is just a time period that God places you in where you are like completely devoted to God, and you are more so focusing on growing your relationship with God and learning who you are as a singular person, rather than being with somebody and growing, because I do think that when you're in a relationship and when you're out of your season of singleness, you are with somebody, but while you're in your season of singleness and you're alone, but in your alone time you get to grow and you get to learn who you are in God and who God has called you to be, and you get to figure out what your purpose is. So there's definitely some pros and some cons to being in a season of singleness. It's just on how you look at it and how much faith you got. How I first viewed being in the season of singleness and how it later changed. So first we're going to talk about how I first viewed being in the season of singleness. I didn't like it because when God first put me in the season of singleness last year in January, and I kept on denying it, and I truly entered my season of singleness last year. So I would say it was like April or March of 2023 when I truly entered my season of singleness, because January, February, and March I was still talking to 3 guys. Not every month, but I was just rotating them. Not gonna lie, that's what I was doing. I was just rotating them. Yeah, because I wasn't fully ready to be alone. I had never been alone ever. I was always talking to somebody non-stop. So I just didn't know how to be alone, and I didn't like it. But now I literally love being alone. I love it. I'm not alone now, but I loved it when I was in that season. Yeah, I didn't like it, and I just kept on denying it. Once I was in it, for sure, like I was actually in it, I still didn't like it. It was an adjustment. But once I actually realized I was only delaying my process and not speeding it up, which that shouldn't be your goal. Your goal should not be so focused on getting to whoever God has for you. Your goal should be growing in God solely. Whatever God brings you is what God brings you. But yeah, the guy or the girl shouldn't be your main focus, because that's going to delay you even more, because now you're not focused on God, and now you're not growing in God for you, you're growing in God for who He's bringing you. And eventually it's going to fade away, because you're not doing it because you genuinely want to do it. And then when you have to do it, it's going to be a problem, and then those problems are going to show up in your relationship. I'm talking I've been in a relationship for so long. From when I first entered my season of singleness to when I was getting out, or when I was really deep in it, I started to enjoy it. I started to enjoy my alone time, and I started to truly see why God put me in it. One, because I had never been alone and I wasn't really devoted to God, but also just because God wanted to show me that I only needed Him. Everything that I was trying to get from God, I could get from God plus some. So that's what God wanted me to see, that I truly only needed Him. When God isolates you, it's because He wants you to see that you only need Him and nobody else. And it definitely worked for me. How long was I in my season of singleness? So God officially put me in my season of singleness in January, but I wasn't really locked in until March, and then March of 2023, mind you. So I first started my season of singleness March 2023, and I got out January 2024, I guess you could say. Yeah, I got out January 2024. And mind you, God was giving me dreams about the person that I was supposed to be with. But I was still in my season of singleness. I was preparing, but I was still in my season of singleness because I wasn't with nobody yet. And then my relationship status currently, wow. And I asked God what I was supposed to talk about in this video, and this is something He wants me to talk about. Crazy. But my relationship status currently, like as of right now, but I have a boyfriend. I'm saying like it's something like, it's not nothing like, but yeah, I have a boyfriend. I'm not single. I'm out of my season of waiting, season of becoming, season of singleness. I'm out of there. And let's go back just a little bit. Also, my definition of season of singleness is not season of singleness, because calling it season of singleness, I just felt like it was really just causing me to feel more alone. I wasn't in my season of singleness. I was in my season of becoming. I was trying to figure out who I was in God for me, not for nobody else. And I finally started calling it my season of singleness September 2023. It took me that long to truly and genuinely like love being alone. Now I was like, okay, yeah, I'm done with the guys in March, but I was still struggling. I wasn't talking to no guys, but it was just hard being alone. But I really started to enjoy being alone, and I was like finally accepting like I was doing this for me and not nobody else. September 2023. So yeah, that's when I started calling it my season of becoming, because I was becoming who God had created me to be. And then another thing we gonna talk about real quick is just some things that I learned while being in my season of singleness. So one thing, put God first in your season of singleness, season of becoming. Put Him first, because it's just like a motives thing, but it's just gonna help you grow. Because when you put God first, when He places you in that season, you will grow closer to Him quicker, because you're putting Him first and you don't have nothing else to do. You may be working, you may be doing YouTube, you may have kids, you may got a wife, husband, whatever you got. Well, you don't got a wife or husband because you're in your season of singleness. But it's very, I don't want to say imperative, but it's important to put God first while in that season, because it makes the transition, it makes everything smoother, because God is in front of you. So whoever might be trying to come to you as a a counterfeit, or anything the enemy's trying to throw at you won't be so effective on you. You're going to be immune to it. You're going to be used to the enemy trying to attack you. So you're going to know instantly that's the enemy, because I know what God sounds like, because you're so used to spending time with God. Which is why it's important to put Him first. Another thing I learned while being in my season of singleness was I learned how to be a wife while I was single. And people say that like even when you have a boyfriend you're still single, but I'm not saying that, because I waited too long and I've been doing too much to qualify as single. Sorry. But yeah, learn how to be a wife while you're single. Learn how to cook, clean more, get in the habit of doing it too. Clean up your space, cook, more, do the laundry, do like above and beyond, like do extra, because when you become a wife and you have to clean up that house and you ain't ever cleaned the kitchen a day in your life, or you've always been like lackluster, or you've always been like lazy with cleaning the kitchen of your room, you're gonna take that right with you when you become a wife. People think just because you get a title and you get into a different situation, you're gonna change. No, you're not. You have to change now for where you're going. Always remember God's plans are greater than ours, and I learned that in my season of singleness, because the enemy was constantly throwing everything at me. And when I was told, when God was speaking to me about my future spouse, the enemy was constantly throwing stuff in my face that made the present look nothing like the future. And I kept on telling myself that even when the present doesn't look like the future, trust God, have faith, trust God, have faith. And I have to keep on rerunning that through my mind, that I have to remember that God's plans will always be greater than ours or the enemy's, because that's the enemy's plans, but God's plans will always be greater than ours. I was going to settle in last year in January 2023. I was going to settle for somebody who doesn't even compare to the person I have now. Like, they don't even measure up. He didn't even believe in God. None of them did. Every single person I've ever talked to, besides the person I'm with now, never believed in God. And if they did, they wasn't really locked in. They wasn't devoted. They didn't have a real relationship with me. So it's just different. Another thing I learned was that the enemy has no power over my destiny, future, or mind, because number one, you're the enemy. Like, you have no, like, you're not, you're like, you're, in my mind, you're not existent. In my mind, you're not existent. But yeah, the enemy has no power, and you have to learn that in your season of singleness, because when God starts to reveal to you who your future spouse is, or like the time frame, whatever, because he will reveal it to you. He may not reveal it to both of you and your future spouse, but he's going to reveal it to one of you. Maybe both. God works in mysterious ways, I don't know. But God's going to reveal it to you. So with God revealing all that to you, the enemy is going to be throwing every scenario, every dream, every false plan, every tactic to cause you to lose faith in God, or completely ditch the season of singleness and go back to where he was before. And that's why I didn't fully enter my season of singleness until March, because I was allowing everything the enemy's throwing at me to get through to me, and I was just going with it. So now, the last thing I'm going to talk about is just some ways that I've seen myself grow personally since being in my season of singleness till now. So one way is I don't put my relationship out on a pedestal. I don't put the person that I'm with first whatsoever. And we both had that. We both said that we don't want to put each other before God, because God gave us to each other. So who are we to put each other before person who actually made all of this happen? He's so for real. That's so disrespectful. Yeah. And when I was, I don't want to say in the world, but last year in January, I definitely put the boys that I was talking to on a pedestal, and I put them before anything. I was texting back mad fast, super quick. First of all, you seem desperate. Second of all, it's never that serious. Third of all, that's not even your boyfriend. It's just too much. Another way that I've seen myself grow is that I'm not growing my relationship with God for my boyfriend. I'm doing it for me. And before, I was growing my relationship with God to get to my future spouse, because God kept on telling me he's coming, all these signs last year. And I was just super excited, and it got to the point where, man, I've never been in a real relationship. I'm really chasing God, I'm devoted. I can't wait to be with somebody who I read my Bible with. And then I'm seeing all these cute videos, all these people together, they're getting married, they happy, they're like reading their Bibles together, they're going to church together, they're praising God together. They're getting cute messages, Bible verses in the morning. We love it. But I was only growing my relationship with God because I wanted that. And then everything started shifting and my motives became self-driven instead of God-driven. I wasn't growing closer to God to actually get close to Him. I was growing closer to God to get to my future spouse. And yeah, that's also what delayed me, I'm sure. Lastly, I've seen myself grow because I'm learning things I'm learning new things for myself, but also for my boyfriend that I currently have. And I say that one because I learned how to cook, I'm cleaning more, I'm more disciplined, I'm in my word. I was always in my word. I was always about study, babe. I was always about study, babe. But I'm in my word more than usual, and I'm studying more than usual, and I just feel like once you get a boyfriend and like you're a Christian, I just feel like everything you do is no longer just for you. Like in my Bible currently, I have verses highlighted in like orange and pink, and those specific verses are verses that like when I give my kids that Bible, those are gonna be their go-to verses because I know what I struggle with, and I know that they're generational curses, and yes, I'm gonna break them, but that doesn't mean there's not gonna be temptation. There can still be generational curses, can still be broken, but the devil can still present it to you because the devil don't care. So yeah, I'm doing it. Everything I'm doing now in my relationship with God is for more than me, and that really changes my perspective, and it changes my drive and my passion for God, because I'm not just fighting like for me no more. That's pretty much it. My season of singleness it wasn't that bad. Like looking back at it, like I was so dramatic. Like I was so dramatic. I literally couldn't. Yeah, it was. Yeah. My season of singleness, if I can get the words out, my season of singleness was a rough one. But I'm. Why can't I talk? My season of singleness was a rough one, but I made it through. I made it more dramatic than it was, honestly. But yeah, my season of singleness, that was pretty much it. I'm glad that I'm out, and now I'm currently a girlfriend, and I'm happy. I'm chilling, I'm vibing, I'm growing, I'm praying. Yeah. One thing about it though, like as a girlfriend, like that's gonna be another video. We don't have to pray about me even doing that video though. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you're in your season of singleness, don't throw in the towel and don't give up, because whoever God is sending you, He's coming. But don't focus so much on what God is bringing, but focus on what God is doing now, because you're growing now. In your season of singleness, you can accomplish so much. You can become the woman that God has ordained you to be so quickly and so fast if you just focus on Him. In my season of singleness, I literally wrote a book. It's not out yet, but in my season of singleness, I wrote a book. Like, I started my YouTube channel. Like, you can do so much alone. You can accomplish so much alone, and you can learn so much about yourself. But yeah, don't worry, don't trip, don't stress out. The guy or the girl is coming, and when they do come, allow God to love them through you. That's the key. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, comment, share, subscribe, stay tuned, lock in, and we out of here.
See him real clear through a fine glass. Magnify you like a spyglass. Number one, be my desire. Like the world and burn like a